today we're going to be working and starting our Georgia O'Keeffe flower study. We're going to look at some flowers and we're going to draw we get to choose our own flower, but we get to draw them in the close-up style, just like Georgia O'Keeffe. All right, gather your supplies and let's get started. So what do I mean by close-up? A close-up is a really close view of the flower. We're going to be drawing our flowers in such a way that it might take up the whole paper or leave very little empty space around it. The type of flower you choose is really going to be up to you. I will show 4 different ways. You can see a couple flowers that I was drawing kind of in the style of Georgia O'Keeffe, but she's really known for more than just flowers, but with her flower paintings that she made, she's known for drawing or creating them a really close-up picture, which means you don't see them a little in the paper with lots of flowers. You see 1 or maybe 2 flowers really up close so that you can see details, and you might not even be able to fit the whole flower onto your paper. In real life, flowers like this would be very tiny, but we're going to be drawing them bigger than our paper. So you get to choose what style of flower that you would like to do. I've got a few ideas on this idea sheet, but if you know how to draw a different type of flower, you can do that. Just remember that it needs to be in the close-up style, just like Georgia O'Keeffe, and it really doesn't matter which way you turn your paper on this one, it will work out just fine. So we're going to start with just a paper and pencil. I'm going to show actually how to do all 4 of these, but you only need to choose 1 to do, okay? And what you're going to do is decide where you want the center of your flower first. And maybe you would like it off center, or maybe you would like it right in the middle. That is up to you. I think I'll start with this flower right here. And I'm going to put it a little bit off center. Now you decide what size the middle of your flower should be. Do you want a really big middle, or do you want it kind of medium size or small? I am going to do an oval or a circle. And then to draw the flower petals, you will do line that is curved. It's important that you don't draw a straight line here. So start on the middle of your flower and then draw a curved line in. Now, this flower is really actually would go really big all the way out to here. So what I'm going to do is imagine the other side of the flower. So this one was curving this way, and then I curved the opposite way to make my other flower petal. All right, so I'm going to continue making flowers. Now, sometimes I like to start right here next to the other one, or I like to let my flower petals overlap a little bit. And so I start sometimes on the side of the other flower. So curve one way and then curve the opposite for your other flower. You can overlap them. Some flower petals might be a little bigger if you didn't put yours right in the middle, and that's okay. Just drawing curve lines, and I think I can fit 1 more right in here. To draw the rest of this flower, you will just add some designs here in the middle. I like to use circles. Now I'm drawing with pencil first today, and actually when I'm done, I am going to be coloring this next week with crayon. I'm not going to use a marker at all on this project. If you wanted to use marker to outline your shapes, you can, but it's not something you have to do. Notice how I'm letting my circles touch one another. Try not to have them overlap or leave big spaces between them. The bigger this oval is, the more circles you will make to fill this space up. And there you go. If you want to put a few lines to show the texture of the flower petals, some flowers actually do have striations or variations in their tone. So if you want to do that, you can. Let me show you another way. I'm going to do this one right here. I don't know if you guys can see that one, where it just has 4 really big petals. So I'm going to put the middle of my flower in the middle of my paper, but like I said, you can move it offside. This time I'm not going to make it as big. Do you notice how I like to practice before I actually draw? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw kind of 4 guidelines. You might not be able to see that. Kind of split that circle on the outside even. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on that line and I'm going to curve nice and big up and out. And it's okay to let your lines, these are the kind of the start of your petals. It's okay if those flower petals, if you want them to overlap. Maybe you even see the end of some of that flower petal. I always like to add on this one some lines in the middle. Now when you're drawing with pencil, you want to draw nice and light. I'm drawing a little darker than I normally would just so that you can see what I'm doing. Fill this one with some circles as well, and then that one is done. So there's another one right here. It's a little bit different how you start this one. You start off always with the middle of your flower. I'm going to make kind of an oval shape there. But this time, instead of just drawing one petal at a time, I am going to draw kind of some gently curving lines from one side. I don't want to just go straight out. I'm letting them curve a little bit, not too much, just a bit. And when I do this, I'm going to kind of come around this way. Instead of just drawing another curvy line, you could, maybe I will actually. But this time I think it would be too long if I went all the way across. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take this line and kind of aim this way and one this way. You can add lines in here from the middle of your flower, kind of curving with the direction of your other lines. And then of course, the little circles. The middle of the flower is really important. This is where bees and other pollinators get the pollen and the nectar. And this is how I draw mine. Now, you can also do kind of like this daisy flower where you draw a flower and instead of drawing the little circles in the middle, I'm making kind of really long petals on this one. And I start off by not really letting my flower petals overlap. You can just leave it that way if you want, or you can go back and just put partial petals kind of hiding in between. If it feels like you need to add more petals, you can. I like to add lines. If you're not into drawing circles in the middle of your flower, you could just do dots. All right, so you've seen 4 ways to draw the Georgia O'Keeffe flower. But remember, if you know of a different way to draw a flower that's pretty realistic and up close, you have permission to do that. You only need to draw 1 today. I know I drew 4, but you only need to draw 1. When you've got yours, you want to turn it over and write your name on the back. If you're at school, make sure you write your code on there as well. At home, students, please send me a picture on Seesaw. If you're at school, you don't have to put it on Artsonia yet because we're obviously not done. All right, I can't wait to see which kind of flower you draw today. And then next week, we're going to learn how to color. And we're not going to color in kind of just a normal way. We're going to do it a little bit different. So until next time, stay creative and have a great day. Goodbye.